Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl.
Hello, my treacherous friends.
Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Everybody, welcome to episode 305 of The Brink of Sanity. I am Jay, and with me is Marc and Bry.
Hello.
Hey, what is going on, Jay and Bry? Special guest, Bry. Thanks for joining us, Bry.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes.
So
Glad
happy
you-
you could
glad
make
you
it.
had me on.
Yeah, well, normally we tell you we're going to do the show, and we remind you, and then you don't show up.
Yes, and I apologize to all my fans.
You should apologize to we should have do that for the Knicks podcast. We should tell people you're going to be on and have you not show up, and that we'll get 5 stars. Thanks for not having Bry on.
It's a good plan.
What's going on, guys?
Same old.
Cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hopefully the show sounds a little better. Got new
Jay
equipment.
The
bought-
monotony of the show will sound a lot better.
Jay bought he got money from our listeners from the Knicks and the Brink show and used that money to get equipment to make the show sound better. So if you notice a difference, that's where your money went. And if you don't notice a difference,
But pay
And-
more attention.
yeah, then Jay spent the money poorly.
I could sound like I'm in a big empty hall. That's
So Jay basically he fixed the equipment, and one of the issues we had before was you could not play the audio so we could hear it, or he could record the audio. I guess if you wanted to play a clip from YouTube, say, the listeners couldn't hear it. That basically was one of the big issues, Jay.
yeah. So now we can do all that stuff again.
And so Jay wanted to test that stuff out, so he texted me on Saturday at I don't know, middle of the day, like noon, and he goes, "Hey, can you just jump on for 5 minutes? I just want to test some stuff out." So I jump on, but I handed the headphones to my son, my 7-year-old son.
I was
I
very
just had him talk to
confused.
Zach. Had to have him talk to Jay, and he's talking to my son Zach, and he's like, and Jay's just like, this is not cute. Could you please get him to fuck off the show? I do not want to keep talking to your son.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be for like a minute just to be funny, and then it just didn't stop.
Because the thing is, first off, it's only cute to me. It's never going to be cute to the other person that does not have the kid.
Yeah.
And second, the best part is you leave him on as long as possible to drive the other person mad.
I started asking him where all your stamps were.
I know. And he saw it and pointed it out right away. But I just thought it was funny because you're like, cause I know Jay was like, okay, now I'm going to do this. Great.
Well, the thing was, your son was on, so I didn't know how the audio sounded. So I had to put up with it till you got back on and told me how the audio sounded.
And I kept thinking how long I was going to keep this up because I was like, I could torture Jay a little bit.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I don't know. Bri, would you like that if you had to call me and I put my son on? I forced you to talk to him.
Well, now that message makes more sense because I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about. I was like, what did I miss with your kids? But yeah, that probably would be an awkward conversation between the two of us.
I once left my dad called. I left my dad on the phone with my son, and my dad also probably should be better at talking with grandkids. But he was just like, "Can you put your dad back on?" And I just left the room, and he couldn't hang up on my son. So it was a half hour of him being like, and this was my son was 4 years old, so my son he could talk, but he didn't really communicate much on the phone. And my dad was just like, "Okay, well, just find your dad. Just find him."
Why'd you leave him for so long? That is such a dick move.
Because I thought it'd be really funny.
Yeah, right.
Remember when we were kids and it used to be a big deal when the phone rang and you'd run to get it and then it
Mhm.
wouldn't be for you and you'd be all pissed off. And now people avoid the phone. Your phone rings and you can't hit ignore fast enough.
Yeah.
Well, also now half the calls that you get are all these
Spam and stuff. Yeah.
spam calls. They said that it's almost to the point where half of all phone calls are spam calls now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy
Well,
that.
Trump's gonna call us all next week.
Why is Trump going to call us all next week?
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, he's going
What
to
do you-
text us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Text us. I'm sorry.
Why? What are you talking about?
Something with FEMA. FEMA created some kind of thing where the president could text every cell phone in the country at the same time. It should be interesting what he says.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Like, why would he even agree? Like,
State of emergency. If he needs to tell everybody, like, don't vote for that Latino lady.
Beto O'Rourke.
like so basically, we'll get like some text that says, "I'm gonna grab your pussy tonight. It's gonna be so hot," and then the second message is gonna be like, "That was not meant for you."
Probably. Presidential dick pics for everybody.
That'd be sweet. That would be amazing because he'd still be president. The Republicans would be like, "Well, what can you do? He's still our president. We're gonna still try to pass some stuff."
There's no law against dick picking the nation.
Like the president just sent his dick to the entire goddamn nation, and Paul Ryan would be like, "Oh, well, I mean, like, I can't speak on every issue. I mean, there are some issues we disagree about. It's his dick to America." Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna need more information. I'm gonna have to pray on it.
Well, maybe we'll form a committee to look into this. How do you know it's his dick? Well, he's in the picture.
It's from his phone number.
It just sounds like fake news to me. What do you mean fake news? It's from his phone number to the nation.
Yeah, is that people are gonna have his phone number? Because that'd be kind of fun.
That'd be amazing. I love the fact that like the one thing about I hate his Twitter account, but the fact that like he posts something and then you have 50,000 Americans, where 30,000 of them right back to him, like 50,000 Americans right back to him. 30,000 of the messages are like, "I fucking hate you. You're the worst piece of shit alive," and that's just like the normal court. Like basically, people just do that, say it to the president directly to him, basically through Twitter now.
Yeah, I said the other day, "Shut the fuck up and go away," and I'm like waiting for the Secret Service to come to my house.
I mean, the one thing I have to say, you did that in Russia, you'd be dead like once you hit the tweet.
He has to have that on mute, right? Like his phone would explode every time he tweeted if he had like the notifications on.
I was talking about that with one of my guys I work with. Like, how do famous people handle Twitter? Like, it has to have some kind of like thing that just.
Do you get notifications every time you get a tweet, like someone responds to a tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I don't do that.
I get like a million of them because of the stupid, basically anything on the fake Donald Trump one that we have. Anytime somebody tweets, I get a thing saying, "Oh, so-and-so tweeted." I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's the problem.
We
We get notifications when like other people tweet, even if we're not involved.
Yeah. But you get notifications like that go pass through your lock screen.
Like a
They
pop-up
on
note.
the main, yeah, they pop up on the main screen.
Yeah, so I don't why don't you just set it to not do that? Because I don't do that. My only things I get go through my phone. If I get like a phone call or a text message, I see that. But other than that, I don't get notifications for emails or Twitter or Facebook.
I kind of want to, like, if somebody messages us with a question for Nix or Brink, I kind of want to.
But you can always just go to Twitter and check it. Like, go to Twitter every once in a while and just check it. But I don't want to like.
Well, because we have two accounts. Well, we have three, but two of them that we actually check, and so like I'd have to like log in, log out. Like, there's no toggle when you.
I know, you just click on the app. Like you
You
go
can
to your
toggle on
phone.
your phone.
Yeah, I feel like it would be really annoying that like my phone was vibrating every time someone like I got something on Twitter. It would drive me insane.
No, we don't
I don't think you could do it on your computer, but you could do it on your phone because I have the Trump one on my phone.
Yeah, no, I have all three on my phone, but we don't get that many messages. I think the point is, like, if we were famous, like, the thing is, if you get a notification, I feel compelled to read it. And, like, if we got famous and we had notifications all the time, it would drive me insane because I'd always want to read it. They'd be a bunch of nasty ones. I'd get upset. Like,
but they get so many famous people get like so many like retweets or replies or whatever. But then every now and then they reply to one. So it's like, I just wonder what their thing looks like.
I saw I forget the name, but one of like a former lineman, like a famous lineman for I think it was might have been Nick Mangold, one of like the Jets more famous lineman, and he gave some tweet, and then like he responded to like half the tweets, and one guy was like, I can't believe you responded like immediately to my tweet.
The people who are really famous probably have it figured out where like an hour a day they're gonna sit down and like look at all the notifications, but they can't look at it every time.
They have notification silence. I assume they don't get the notifications. They check it like I assume they do what I do basically. Like they check it when they want to check it, but there's nothing goes through the lock screen.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once a day they say, okay, here's my hour to like go through all my notifications.
But we don't, not that we get that many messages through like Twitter. But, like, do you do that for Twitter and Facebook?
Yeah.
I would find that so goddamn annoying. Like, I really only want, like, if I get, like, a direct communication from someone, like, that's fine. Like, a direct, like text message, I want to get that. But other than that, I don't really want, like, someone's tweeting at our Knicks account. I can find out whenever I want to log in.
Yeah, I should probably turn all that stuff off.
Yeah, I was saying that stuff, like, drive, like, you ever have, like, you're in, like, a group text where it's, like, 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
and
and then
then,
you
like,
get like a million of them.
you get a million of them, and your phone, like, just won't stop vibrating, and you're like, I want to break this phone. Because and it's not even like you're in the middle of work. You would respond, but you're in the middle of work. You're like, just fucking stop talking to me.
And half the numbers in the chat aren't like in your contacts, so you don't know who the fuck they are anyway.
Yep.
Did you guys hear about the for Brinks, just to change the subject a little bit? There was a guy sitting in his apartment at home. A police officer just enters his apartment.
He was
him.
black.
He was black. The officer came.
It was
home
a woman. Yeah, no, I know the story. The woman who was a police officer, who apparently is unfit to be a police officer, went into her building, went to the wrong floor, went into the apartment. The key didn't work to her apartment. The black guy opened the door and she shot him. And now the police are totally covering it up.
Well, I heard the version of the story I heard similar to that. It was the floor directly below her floor, which I think I've once done that, where I got off of the elevator at the wrong floor, and like every floor looks the exact same. So I almost went to the wrong apartment. I mean, I didn't enter the apartment and kill the person inside.
Right.
But like she said, I think they said the door was open, or it's like she got in the door without.
No, her key. No, there was many factors. First of all, she has a dog. The dog wasn't barking because she was in the wrong apartment. Second of all, the guy had a doormat, which she didn't have a doormat. And third of all, she tried to open it with her key, and her key didn't work. And that's why the guy opened the door, because he heard somebody at the door.
Oh, I thought she went in and then saw him. Like I heard.
No, he opened the door, and then basically she just was like, "Get the fuck out of my apartment," and shot him.
So while I was at work, you broke into my apartment, took away all my furniture, replaced it with pictures of your family,
and now they're trying to cover it up. They're saying the guy had marijuana in his apartment, which had nothing to do with anything. They're saying the guy didn't obey her orders because she told him to like get on the ground. It's like, well, if somebody's breaking into my house, I'm not gonna do what the guy says and get on the ground.
The original story was, she said, I went to the wrong apartment. I saw someone moving. He didn't obey my orders, so I shot him. And she was like, okay, that's my story.
Yeah. And then one story says it was dark, and the other story says she saw, the lights were on and she saw him.
Supposedly one of the neighbors also heard her like she was like trying like say, let me in. So which you don't usually say in your apartment when you expect to be alone. Let me in.
Yeah.
It's a weird story though.
Yeah.
Jay,
and the cops are covering it up because I guess she has another history of shooting a black guy too.
So Jay, does this sound like an innocent mistake?
Oh yeah, that guy was totally wrong for being in his apartment.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be like, he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time, which means being at home, eating dinner.
She clearly doesn't have the psychological ability to be a police officer.
I mean,
wait,
just the fact that
she was the cop.
She was the cop. Yeah.
She was a cop who went to an apartment that wasn't hers, thinking it was hers.
Yeah.
She claims she accidentally went into the wrong apartment, saw someone, and then shot him. Basically, what do you say when you break into? You broke into the guy's apartment. The guy's like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "Drop the pillow," and then shoots him.
Yeah.
What verbal command? Like, he's like, "You're an intruder," and she's like, "Okay, I'll take my gun and shoot you now."
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, she's a law enforcement officer. She's using her firearm." No, she's not. She's a person walking. She's a lunatic, really, is what she is.
Yeah, very unstable.
Now, when I was younger, one of my friends who's a year older than me went to UConn, and at UConn there's these 2 dorms that they're called the Towers, and they're exactly the same. And my friend was a bit of a drinker in college, and he went out to the bar one night, and he came home and he went into the wrong tower. And he went to his room at the other tower, like room 234 or whatever, and almost got himself arrested because he was trying to get into the right room in the wrong building, but he didn't shoot anybody in there. So
I mean, that part, going to the wrong apartment, isn't absurd, especially if you're tired and you somehow screw that up. It's the not figuring it out from the big clues, like it's not your actual apartment, and then taking the gun out and shooting the person.
Yeah.
That happened freshman year. Some drunk dude tried to. My roommate and I never locked our door, so this drunk guy like walks in, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" And we're like, "It's our apartment." He's like, "No, it's mine. Get out." And I'm like, "Does this look like your posters? Does this look like your bed? Is that your roommate?" I'm like pointing at my roommate, and he's like, "It's mine. Everyone just leave." And he argued with us for like 45 minutes. We're like it's about to just kick his ass.
Well, I think things would have been settled much faster if he had a gun.
Yeah.
That was a different America.
Different America. When we had to settle things with some logic and facts in the drunk person. So we did some top 5 lists. You guys want to jump to our top 5 lists?
Sure.
Anyone have stories they want to talk about besides that?
I work at the World Trade Center, so 9/11 was kind of fun.
I assume you're not being sarcastic. Were there bouncy houses?
It was like the people who came for mourning, and then there was the people who came to set everybody straight with their posters and pamphlets and shirts and screaming.
You were handing out.
So yeah, you were handing out pamphlets.
Jay's like inside job, and people are like, why don't you just go inside and do your job, Jay?
I went right into the middle of the group and just watched everyone yell at each other for a half hour.
Jay, is it like you saw it? Like some of the people probably look a lot crazier than the other ones.
Yeah,
like the people saying inside job, and you were like, those are my people.
Well, I was like, some of these guys are bringing up good points. Do you have to look and act so crazy while you're bringing up these points?
I'm gonna say they actually made 0 good points, and you might be crazy also, Jay.
That may be true, but it was interesting.
Did people start like shouting at each other?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It was lots of yelling. I met a stand-up comedian who wants to come on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You met Norm Macdonald?
Yeah, it's Norm Macdonald.
Oh, cool. Actually, we were going to do before the show started. We were going to do the
I thought it was what's her name? The girl we were just talking about.
No one heard that part of the show, Bri.
I know, but I can't think of her name now.
Nikki Glaser.
Yeah, Nikki Glaser.
It's both.
So,
that's the week after.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Not till November.
Were you on TV? Your show was called don't tell me. What was your show called?
It was called Jerry.
So we were gonna do before we did our top 5 list. We were gonna do a Mount Rushmore of comedians. How many faces are in Mount Rushmore?
You know that, right?
Yeah. Just answer the question without like being like a.
Well, sometimes I can't tell if you know things or you're just being dumb.
Some people in the audience may not be aware of how many faces there are on Mount Rushmore. And
Well, did they put Trump up there yet, or no? Or are they working on it?
I'm sure people are demanding that.
4.
So how do you define your Mount Rushmore? Like, what for the comedians? Like, what are you looking for?
They have to be from North Dakota or South Dakota, whichever one it is.
They have to have gigantic faces.
Yeah.
I'm going by body of work, consistency. So, like, if they had an incredible album or, like, set, but it was only one, they're not going to make the list.
Are you going by what they, like, their legacy? Like, if they change comedy?
No, because then I would have to put in comedians that I can't argue had an influence, but I don't personally like. This isn't like my personal favorite list.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So it's not really a Mount Rushmore. It's
my Mount Rushmore.
I mean, it's just like your top 4, really. It has nothing to do with Mount Rushmore whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well, if I was making a Mount Rushmore of comedians, I would put these 4 people in.
And guaranteed 2 of the people, 90% of America, are going to be like, who?
Right. I have a question. Do you think Jay does not understand what the whole Mount Rushmore thing means? When people say, like, I want a Mount Rushmore of baseball players, they mean they don't just mean your favorite baseball player.
Yeah, no, they mean the 4 best players of all time.
But then everybody would have the same list, so it's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a list that we can all kind of agree on, not just like, I'm big into just not some random person you're big into.
Well, that's why said
Doug Benson made me laugh once on I Love the 90s, so I'm going to put him on there. Who?
This is
Yeah.
why I said your Mount Rushmore, not the Mount Rushmore.
Why don't you just do your top 4 list, Jay? Like, why do you have to even involve the words Mount Rushmore when they're completely
Yeah,
wrong?
why don't we just save that for next week's top 5 list?
Like, Jay's like, I'm going to do a top 5 list, but I have 10 comedians for it. Because the top 5 part of it doesn't really matter. Like, those words.
Why do you take the fun out of everything?
Why don't we try to do it? Let's try to do a list where it's just the top 4, the Mount Rushmore, like, the
Of
greatest
mountains.
comedians. Yeah.
The what?
What? I
Let's
said we
do,
should do a Mount Rushmore of the top 4 mountains.
That'd be pretty good. How about let's do this? Let's do 2 lists. One list, the first list together. Let's try to figure out who you put the top 4 most influential / funniest. You want to try that, Jay? And then do your top 4 list?
It's
Why
just
don't we just do our top 5 list and forget about this?
Who would you put up there, Jay, for your top for your list?
Bill Burr, Greg Giraldo.
Jay, you know comedy was invented before 2010, right?
No, well, Greg Giraldo was dead in like 2009, so
It's true.
Giraldo was hilarious. All these comedians that I love like have to die early.
I'm sorry, Jay. Who are your other 2? I know.
Yeah.
I already know who I know one of your other ones. Let's see if I can get. All right. Let's see if I can guess your other. Can we? All right. Let's play if we can guess your other 2.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, you said Greg Giraldo.
Bill
What was the
Burr.
other ones? Bill Burr.
Mitch Hedberg. You know,
I-
Jay loves Mitch Hedberg.
I do, but I feel like he would be like, if I went down to like 5, he would be there.
Oh, Jay loves Brian Regan too.
Really?
He was in my list until recently. His last
Now
2 albums have been bad.
So if there was 6, it'd probably be him.
Yeah,
Doug Stanhope.
that's Bryce.
He'd be on mine.
Okay.
Okay. I guess you guys are out of guesses.
Wait, hold on. Louis. We already said that.
Yeah.
You told me that before.
Yeah, Louis.
Louis?
Yeah. I like how I told Bry 10 minutes ago, and it still took him 4 guesses to get there.
Okay, who's your other one, Jay?
I think I might put up Anthony Jeselnik.
Again, Jay, comedy started long before 2000. And
It's really great that like this is his Mount Rushmore. You have to use that phrase.
Well, who's it? Let's hear your guys' amazing list.
Well, if I was gonna do a real Mount Rushmore, I would put like George Carlin up there. I'd put
Yeah, obviously we would all put
yeah,
those people.
yeah,
up there, but
that was-
that's not what
mine
we're
would be
doing.
my 4 would be Stanhope, Bill Hicks, Don Rickles, and Dice.
All right.
I've tried listening to Bill Hicks. He's just he's a little bit lost on me. I don't know. I think he's kind of funny, but I think he's a little bit overrated.
Yeah, I mean, I only heard one of his full length albums, and I thought it was just okay. But
Yeah, no, but he's supposed to. People like consider him like one of these all time greats.
Yeah. he looks like Alex Jones.
Now, Mark, you have to pick 4 Jewish ones. You know that, right?
Yeah. Okay, Jerry Seinfeld. I would still put George Carlin on the list for me. I love it. I love George Carlin. I don't know.
So this was your idea, and you can't get past 1.
Well, I thought we were going to do the Mount Rushmore thing. I didn't realize we were just doing a top 4 list.
Can we do the worst 4? Can we do the bottom 4?
Who was that guy that used to like? It was like one of the biggest comedians.
Dane
what's that?
Cook?
Dane Cook. He was one of the worst.
No,
Yes.
Really? You don't think he's one of the worst?
no. I thought his second album was funny.
Oh, I always thought he was horrible.
Jim Gaffigan's the worst.
I think I put Jim Gaffigan on my list. I
Yeah,
like
he would be.
a lot.
Jim Gaffigan would be in my top 10.
God, I hate Jim Gaffigan.
I
I don't
think
understand it.
He's a definitely. I saw him in person. He was hilarious in person.
Yeah, same here.
I put him in my top list. I put him, George Carlin. Who else? My other two would be Mitch Hedberg. I think is hilarious. I put him up there. Louis. I put Louis up there.
George Carlin for me was too hit or miss.
He was hit or miss. I feel like he has so much material. There's enough really good stuff there.
Like Bill Burr has 8-hour-long stand-ups, and every single one's amazing.
One of them I'm a big fan of, but like really just one of his albums I think is amazing is Eddie Izzard. but I don't know if he's enough to be like a top.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that.
I thought his HBO special was great.
Bottom 4, it would have to be Kevin Meaney. He was the
Okay.
guy who always talked like his mom. Who's that Asian lady who always talked like her mom?
Oh,
Cho?
Margaret Cho's
Yes.
horrible.
Yeah, she would be in my bottom 4.
You know who also? Patton Oswalt.
Bottom?
Top or bottom?
Bottom. I think he has a great delivery. Sounds like he's going to always tell good jokes, and just is never funny.
I get that, but at least he has a good delivery. Like, the two people I mentioned don't have good delivery or jokes.
You know who has a terrible delivery, but like is kind of funny? Is the one that used to host
Colin Quinn.
the news. Yeah, Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
He's a good interview. Like when I hear him like interview like on Howard Stern show, he's a great interview.
No,
He's
he's
really
he's
funny.
hilarious.
You guys ever see oh fuck, what's the guy's name now?
That's
keep
why
going.
Tough Crowd got canceled, because the audience couldn't understand him.
Because he wasn't funny. Yeah.
Well, no, he's funny. His delivery sucks, and you can't tell when he's telling a joke.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the problem. You have to have the delivery and be funny. Like,
Yeah.
combination. He's probably really good at writing humor. If other people did his material, it'd probably be great. Just he's personally not the best delivery, best stand-up.
I might put Larry the Cable Guy in the bottom 4.
The fuck is this guy's name? Why can't I think of it?
Because you have to, when you put the bottom, it has to be people that are really famous. It can't be just like some like average comedian.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could go to open mic night and pick 4, but no, these are people who like unjustifiably got popular.
Yeah, Larry the Cable Guy. I have to put. It's just like humor. I don't get.
I mean, I see the appeal of the other 3 blue collar guys. Larry the Cable Guy, I just don't get.
The redneck guy, Jeff Foxworthy. I think he's kind of funny. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he's funny enough that I could see him being on like the pretty popular.
Yeah.
Um.
Trying to think who the last one would be for me. Definitely Margaret Cho and Kevin Meaney.
Oh, for the bad ones.
Yeah.
One that's really overrated.
I feel like there's.
What do you think about who's the Amy Schumer? What do you think of her?
I can't stand her.
She's.
I've never seen her, but I can't stand her.
She's made me laugh a couple. Like, she was funny in one of the roasts.
She's not terrible.
So
she's like okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, apparently she steals a lot of jokes. I don't know, but she wouldn't be anywhere near the top of my list. But I wouldn't put her in the bottom either.
Were you a fan of like Robin Williams?
No.
I mean,
didn't,
he was considered one of the all-time greats. He was. Like, he had some like some things were funny, but like
he talked
didn't
really
love him.
fast and used a lot of accents, and he tricked people into thinking that was like super funny and amazing.
Who?
He wasn't-
What?
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
If I use like 8 different accents and talk really fast, it sounds like I'm being hilarious.
I don't think he was unfunny. It just wasn't like as killer as people like made him out to be.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys want to move on to our actual top 5 list that we've prepared for?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we decided this week to do top 5 lists, and we could not agree on a top 5 list for whatever reason. So we all did our own personal top 5 lists that are completely unrelated, and we'll just go. I think Jay suggested doing the top 5 things that drive you crazy at work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I had to say, like, for my job, like, everything I would say is so specific to my job, it wouldn't be funny or interesting to anyone else. And so I said, how about let's do top 5 least unhygienic things we do, or like most unhygienic things we do. And Jay claims that him and Bri are like wash their hands 13 times a day and are like OCD, so there's nothing they do that's unhygienic.
Correct.
And so
There's
Bri,
probably not 5 things that I do.
yeah. Bri, what's your top 5 list? We just said Bri, make up your own list since we're not agreeing on any of this shit.
My my top 5 list is my top 5 reasons why I keep missing shows.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Are these
Okay,
real or are these joke answers?
You'll just have to wait and see.
You'll find out.
Because you've missed at least 5. So
I went through my list. I don't know. Like, I don't think anything I do is actually that bad. But at the same time, if you guys are, so you Jay and Brian, are you guys like OCD when it comes to like germs?
I know Brian more than me, but probably yes.
I've come away from it lately because I just my level of giving a shit is hit an all-time high or low, whichever one's the worst. And so I kind of just gave up on like my OCD and all that stuff.
You were like the OG getting too worried about germs. I mean,
Yeah.
in the 90s, Bri was wearing gloves on the bus, and
You were wearing gloves on the bus?
he would
Like,
wear
I
one glove to hang on to the rail, or he would have a big thing of Purell, or he would run right to the bathroom. If he forgot the Purell and the glove, there was just this state of panic until we found a bathroom so Bri could wash his hands.
It was not good.
This was the 90s.
Yeah.
I actively do not use Purell. Like I'll be with like people who like will offer me, I'll be like no. Like not even like make them feel better. I just won't use it.
Oh no, there's a dispenser in the entrance to my building, and I immediately run right to that when I go off the subway.
Oh, I touch whatever, and I just don't even. Like, do you get sick a lot?
No.
I feel like I mean I don't give a shit about germs, and I don't get sick very much.
I mean, I ride the subway every day, so even if I'm keeping my hands clean, I'm breathing in God knows what every day. So my immune system
you're not
is
exactly. You're in a
prepped for
petri dish. Yeah, that's not exactly ideal.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, do your number one.
that. Shouldn't we-
You guys might be horrified by my things. I wonder if you'll think it's not a big deal either.
Okay, so things that annoy me at work. Clearly not my current job because I love it. My current job. Don't fire me. Managers with no sense of reality. So they come in telling you how much money they spent on things you can't afford.
Again, not your current managers.
No.
People that your past job because you love your current job, and we're assuming most of our audience is people at your current job. Go on.
Yeah, this is from like 10 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, manager walks in telling you about how much money they spent on something when you're living paycheck to paycheck and just have no clue. Like,
give us an example.
Do you like my earrings? They're only $3,000.
Oh my God. So how have you not committed murder at work?
I'm upset today. Why are you upset today? Because I had to start paying my bills out of my pocket because my tax return usually lasts me the entire year, and it only lasted me till September this year.
Wait, what? Your tax return lasts you the entire year?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they getting back?
I have no idea. I have no idea what kind of scam is being run, but it's, I want to move and I can't because I don't have a down payment, and then I hear about this shit about $3,000 earrings. This is 10 years ago when I wanted to.
10 years ago you couldn't move either. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
any other good lines? That's pretty good.
I've literally been stuck in this apartment for 10 years. What else? Oh, my son asked for like $300 Prada belt and $500 Gucci jeans and an iPhone 10, and so I bought him all of that. He has no job. He's 20.
He's how old?
20.
Holy crap!
Oh, I got to order.
Are they just trolling you at work with these like comments?
I have to order.
Jay, do you work for Paul Manafort?
I have to order steak for my son.
It's a good one.
For dinner because he won't eat chicken because he said that's for poor people.
Holy crap! You live in the funniest place in the world. Like, like I want to get a job there now just to like hear these lines every day.
All right, next top 5.
Do you know what you hate when that person you employ just to clip your nails every day and pay him $1 million a year doesn't do a good job clipping your nails, Jay? Okay, so leading off, so part of it is that I'm lazy with stuff at all, and so like, do you like doing your dishes? I don't love doing my dishes.
Nobody likes doing dishes.
Yeah, no one likes.
How do you
dishes.
not have a dishwasher?
I have a dishwasher. You have a dishwasher?
No.
How you do or do not?
I do not.
Okay.
I've got
how often do you run your dishwasher?
once every like 4 months.
Okay.
I live alone, so I don't use a lot of,
Yeah, no. I have. Well, there's 4 of us here, so you go dishes really fast.
Right.
What I usually do instead of taking a new dish, I'll just take some dish out of the dishwasher and utensil out of the dishwasher and just use them. So I don't have to like wash anything new.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. And
So
this
a
is
lot of
number
times in the
5,
morning
huh?
for breakfast, I'll just take like a bowl out of the dishwasher and just put the cereal in there and just start eating. Sometimes I'll wash the dish off like with like a quick rinse, but a lot of times I'll just start eating.
I'm already thoroughly grossed out, and we're only at number 5.
Is that gross?
Yeah, that's pretty. Especially since these might not even be your dishes or utensils.
Oh yeah, you know, because they're anyone in the family's dishes. I mean, like yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
like,
that's horrible.
and like it'll be like I'll pull it out and there'll still be some milk in there from the cereal, like a little bit, like, and then I'll just pour that milk out and just put more cereal and put more milk in there, or whatever else I'm eating.
I'm horrified already.
I was wondering if you could be horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I figure if I have to, every time my kids or my wife use a new dish, like we have to we put it in the dishwasher and you keep running the dishwasher all the time. So I'm like, I'm not going to add to this. I'll just take what do I care? I don't need a new dish every time.
I can't even listen to this anymore. Bri, what do you got?
My number 5 reason for missing shows is because I keep falling asleep on the couch and not waking up until the show's over.
We should say that we record at 8:30 p.m.
Jay, there's been nights I've gone to bed at 5:30
Why?
I believe
because
it.
I don't sleep the night before.
But then when you go to sleep at 5:30, what time do you wake up?
Like 11.
So what do you do at 11 p.m.? Like you're
I
like,
went
okay,
to bed. There was a night of early in the summer. I was so tired because I was either up all night the night before or I just couldn't sleep. And I came home from work. I get home at a little after 4. I take the dog out, and then it's like 4:30, 4:40. And I put the TV on, and I was like dozing off, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna go up and lay down, take a nap in bed." And I woke up at 7:45. No, 8:45. And I thought it was 8:45 in the morning because it was still light out because it was summer.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm late for work." And I shot up, and then I checked my phone. Because I wanted to see the Mets game if they won or not, and there was no score, and I couldn't find the score. And I was like, "Why the hell is there no score in the Mets game? It was beautiful. There was no rain delay or anything." And after 5 minutes, I'm like, "Oh, it's 8:45 at night. The game hasn't even started yet."
I've done that with day naps before, where you wake up.
Yeah,
and
you just wake up and you have no idea where you are.
But I figured out probably why you don't sleep at night, because you sleep 6 hours during the day.
No, I don't. I'll just doze off, and I'm at the point now where the only thing I care about is trying to sleep. So it's like, oh, I can do something fun or try to sleep. I'll just try to sleep. I don't really care.
How often do you get a good 8 hours?
Oh, never. I haven't got a good 8 hours in 10 years.
A good 6?
6. A couple weeks ago, I slept good for a couple nights, but I didn't sleep very good last night.
When you sleep good for a couple nights in a row, you feel like Superman. It's like you have superpowers. You're like, oh my god, I can just I'm awake for everything.
I don't think I've slept good for multiple days in a row in years. I did after my last. Well, I think the day after I got my grades, I had a panic attack, and
You want to update our listeners who don't know what happened when your 9/11, 9/11 when you found out about your grades, your own personal 9/11.
Jay, was that the worst 9/11 of your life, or?
Well, actually, the grades got posted a day early this time, so I found out the night before.
So you got tipped off, so you didn't get on the plane.
Yeah.
Jay texted me and goes, "I found out early." I was like, "And?" Because I figured he was texting me, so I figured Jay at least passed one of them. And he's like, "I didn't pass." I was like, "Oh, god damn it!"
I forgot all about it until Friday night. I thought of it, and I was like, I didn't hear anything, so it must not have been good.
I got a 72 and a 70, and passing's a 75. So
I mean, you got you couldn't get any closer. I mean, obviously get a little closer, but it's
so close.
It's almost better if you just got a 50, you'd be like, okay, fuck it, I just can't do this. But you're just missing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna retake both before the other part expires in December. So it's gonna be really busy. Anyway, had a panic attack, and when you have a good panic attack, you get completely exhausted. So the next day I slept for 8 straight hours. Didn't even get up to go to the bathroom or anything. First time I've done that in years. It was very nice. So if you want to have a good sleep, just have a massive panic attack the day before, and then the day after, you got a good night's sleep.
Okay.
You could do like an every other day thing.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's like one of those, like when you wake up from the night's sleep, you're like, oh, this is great, and then this night's gonna really suck.
Yeah. At least every other night will be good though.
Okay, Jay, what's your next one for?
For previous jobs, not current ones.
Yeah, previous completely jobs
or-
you've had like 10, 20, 50 years ago.
Or
that,
future jobs.
Yeah.
I do not think you're gonna top the first one though. The first one seemed
Yeah, maybe I should have ended with that one. So you have a deadline. The deadline depends on another department, and the person from the other department decides to go on an unannounced vacation and is incommunicado the entire week you need to do your work.
It's pretty good, and not as good as the first one, but only thing would be better if when they got back, you're like, I needed you. You were gone all week, and they're like, don't you hate it when you go to like really exotic islands and they just don't have internet access because that part of the world is so like, I mean, poor. Okay, so my next one.
I'm already cringing.
Which one should I use? Oh, this one. So at some point in like recently, I've gotten addicted to like coffee, and I really most of my life I did not drink a lot of coffee, and then like my second child was born, and like a year and a half into it, I couldn't take it anymore with sleep, and for the last, I guess 3 years, I've been like solidly addicted to coffee. At the same time, for whatever reason, I prefer drinking coffee with a straw. I don't know if you guys drink coffee with a straw or because I'm probably the only person that drinks coffee with a straw.
I drink iced coffee.
Somebody I know used to do that.
I don't know. They say it like stains my like not that my teeth are that white to begin with, but they say like it really stains your teeth. So I'm like, I'll drink with a straw, and I just got used to doing that.
I only do it for iced coffee.
You like what?
I do that for iced coffee.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, I think everyone does. I think I started doing it with iced coffee, and then I just kept doing it with everything else. Anyway, so every morning I have coffee at home, and I believe I've been using the same straw for the last like 4 or 5 months. Same plastic straw.
I don't even have to ask if it's rinsed off at all.
I haven't washed it either. Like it looks like.
No, I knew that.
Yeah, I take the straw, drink the coffee, and put the straw back in the closet.
I have a cup that I use for my water at work. It's I bought it like when I was in Vegas, like on the street with like one of those slushy drinks.
Yeah.
And it's probably 6 years old, and I use it every day. And the straw is like brown on one end because like I'll have coffee and then I'll have water, So like every now and then, like if I run the dishwasher, I'll bring the cup home and I'll run the straw through. But like now both sides are like kind of like brown and yellow because I'll reverse it every now and then,
So you won't wash it for months at a time, at least.
No.
Okay, you actually took one of my that was one of the items on my list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's fine. I do the same thing. I have a water thing at work, and like I have not cleaned that thing at least in a year.
Maybe like once a month I'll run the hot water and put the straw under the hot water like on both sides, but that's about as much.
Yeah, I mean, part of it like it's like I've had ones before when you start seeing the bottle like just change colors.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm probably just gonna throw it away at this point.
I can't
Jay,
believe
does that gross you out?
A little bit. Because I have one I wash like every day. I can't believe Bri of all people is doing this.
I'm impressed with Bri. That's good. So Bri really isn't OCD anymore. Bri's like gone the other because you said he had to wear a glove on the subway.
Yeah,
and now he's gone
the opposite of that.
Yeah, Bri, who are you, Bri?
You've changed your life, Bri.
Yeah.
Bri, do you have anxiety attacks?
I don't think I've ever had one.
So Jay, maybe you should learn the way of the Bri. Like he's lived your life now, and he's like made it to the other side.
That sounds like a book.
Like Bri seems like very like Bri. Do you get stressed a lot?
Kinda.
You were on the show. You're like, you did a whole thing. You're like, the other day I had negative $3,000 in my bank account. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I get stressed financially because I don't have any money anymore. But
like you were like,
we were talking about this last week. Bri, how bad is your secret gambling addiction?
It's pretty. It's what do you mean? How bad?
Not that secret either, is it? Like,
well, I mean,
how...
we're talking like normal people don't get comped for everything all the time. Like you're obviously throwing down a lot of money at these casinos.
I am, but I'm not. Like, it's fun. Like, cause my dad's always like, "Oh, you're a high roller," and then like I was actually there today because I got a free cruise.
Holy shit!
Not
This
exactly.
is actually
I'm not a high roller.
This
They
is
gave
actually
me a house.
Not exactly
is
helping
actually-
your point, Brian.
This is actually the second one I got, and I haven't
Holy
taken the
sh-
first one yet. But
Why
anyways,
not?
so I'm supposed to be going in March
Because he's too busy gambling.
So, anyways, so I'm in line, and there's this guy behind me, and like, so I got this free cruise, and they give you an interior room, but yeah, if you want to get like a window room, you have to upgrade and all this shit and whatever. And so I'm waiting in line, and this guy, two people behind me, is like, "Yeah, well, we had a suite last year, so hopefully we'll have a suite again this year." And I'm just like, "Shit, that guy must spend more than I do." So, like, I think I spend a lot, but there's got to be people there that spend more than me.
So your theory about you don't spend that much is that there's more people on the planet that spend more than you.
Yeah,
Brian could kind of be like your boss at work, being like, "Jay, don't you hate it when the casino wants to give you a free cruise, but they only give you an interior room? Come on, Jay."
I had to pay $400 to upgrade to get a window.
Unbelievable.
I mean, why do you need a
There was
window?
there was literally a 3-hour wait to pick up the voucher today.
That's a pretty big, like, how much do you think the cruise costs?
I don't know.
What's the cruise? How many days is it?
I could go up to 10.
You can go up to 10 days.
Yeah, there's
What-
a couple of good. There's a couple of really good ones in Europe I'd like to take, but like it's gonna take me like extra days with travel and stuff. So the one I'm going on in March, I'm going to the Caribbean.
What islands?
The Cayman Islands, I think. And
Did any of them include it's like on any of the islands? Do they do an intervention for you?
I'm not sure. I didn't
mean-
see it in the brochure.
Just saying, like, if you're getting like these kind of cruises, you might be gambling too much money.
Maybe.
How much do you think you gamble in like just how much do you think you bet grand total in a given month?
Couple thousand probably.
It's not like insane. Jay, maybe you should go to the
Wait, you
casino
spend a
and
couple thousand a month?
But how much? But that doesn't mean you lose a couple thousand, right?
Well, I had a couple bad months, but this month I made like 10 grand. So
I was
Right.
gonna say, like, I don't make more than like that's like half my paycheck.
Jay, you're not an accountant yet, all right? We don't have to analyze my financial despair here.
Okay, I feel like
when
it's
you said
like most.
when you said you had a couple of bad months, were you betting on cryptocurrency?
Well, that's a whole nother story, but
Because that I spent $1,500 on, and now that's worth like $7.
Yeah.
It's been a good return on my money. Jay, are you still are you down or up on your crypto bets?
I'm down huge.
Maybe you should have.
I think my account only has $300 left in it.
What would have been a better thing doing? Putting all that money into crypto, or would have been better off just going to the casino with Bry?
I mean, it's not over yet. I still
Okay.
think crypto's going to rebound. I just think you got to wait out this lull. It's happened before. If you look at the history of crypto, there's been lulls before. I mean, if you look at like Ethereum's at 220. Yeah, it was at 1500, so this is much worse. But
yeah,
but
just a slight
this,
dip.
But this time last year it was at 40. So it's still 5 times what it was. So I think,
Too bad we didn't bet on the 40.
yeah, we bought in way too late, but I still think that it's gonna go back up.
I mean, I think since I'm not going to cash out that $7, I think I'm going to stick with it also. See what happens.
We got it. You can't buy out now. That would just be
I
stupid.
mean, what's the point? Yeah.
I mean, Ethereum's up $45 in the last 3 days.
We should actually be putting the money in now when it hits like these low points.
Mm.
Brian, I think what's your number 4 for not being on the show? Is it being at the casino, getting comp cruises?
Well, actually, yeah, that was one of them. Is being at the casino and forgetting what day it was.
It sounds like you're like if you have some bad. What's been your worst month at the casino? How much have you lost? So you won 10,000. That's a pretty damn good month.
June and July were pretty bad.
Would you be okay sharing with us?
I don't remember exactly how much, but it was probably about like 6,500 maybe.
Okay. Well, if you said 65,000, then I'd be
no.
shocked you're still alive. But, okay, 6,500 if you're winning 10,000 a different month. I don't think I could. I couldn't. My heart couldn't take like that kind of like going from winning 10,000 to losing 6,500. Like those losses would drive me insane. Because they say like losing, just it's human nature. People take losses a lot harder than they do than how they feel about winning.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay. What else drives you crazy at work?
We did another Bri. Bri, we did two already.
You just did the casino.
Yeah, I was at the casino and I forgot what day it was.
Okay, so my last job, we were not allowed to give our work to any managers past 4 o'clock, but they're allowed to give it to us as late as they want, which is just kind of like a running theme of double standards.
Wait, you're not allowed to give.
Right, like if I do my work and all work needs to like go through a manager, like if it's after 4, they won't accept it. So like you got to wait till tomorrow. But then at like 6:30 when they're leaving, they could just dump a bunch of crap on my desk.
Isn't that just called them being your boss?
Then why are you still there at 6:30?
Once a week I stay till 6 because I have therapy after work, so I have like an hour to kill. So yeah.
Do you actually get more done with like? Do you like stay and work through that, or just like do you like stick around for the last hour?
Depends what the situation is. Sometimes I work. Sometimes I'll like do CPA stuff.
Okay. Let's see. What else is gross that I do? I don't know if this is that gross, but like
you said that about the last two.
Like jeans. How often? Like I have maybe a rotation of 4 or 5 pairs of jeans I'll wear, but then I probably won't wash the jeans for months at a time.
That's not bad. I usually don't. I usually like try to wear my pants twice before I wash them. I mean, unless I like shit my pants or something. But
yeah, no, obviously, if there's some reason like I think I was especially dirty or sweaty in them, I'll wash them. But like generally, I feel like you don't sweat that much. You're like your paint jeans don't get that dirty. I feel like I go a while. It might be a few months before I wash them.
Yeah, I don't wash jeans very often at all. I mean, they get more comfortable the longer you don't wash them.
Yeah, I mean, I do that way. I will wash shirts, but like jeans, yeah, no, I just like pants in general. I mostly wear, if I'm wearing pants, I'm mostly wearing jeans, and I go a long stretches without washing them.
Yeah, basically, mine don't get washed unless, like, I don't catch my girlfriend when she's like getting the laundry ready and she puts them in the wash because I usually stop her.
Okay.
I also usually wear my work pants like all week.
Okay, so you're not so OCD.
No, I'm not like crazy OCD.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pick one work pants for the week and like wear it all week. I don't care.
Okay, that's not so bad. So I guess mine wasn't that gross.
No, that wasn't.
Okay, Brian, what you got? I have trouble telling because the other ones weren't very gross to me either. Because clearly I do those things.
what are we on, number 3?
Yeah.
My number 3 reason for missing the show is because I was mining for Bitcoin.
Dun. That'd probably be better than investing in Bitcoin.
No, that's true.
Jay, what do you got? What's your next one?
Let's see.
We all agree that, by the way, Jay hates his job. I mean, his past job so much more like than we hate our jobs. Would you agree with that, Bri?
Allegedly.
Sounds like it.
Like, if you had to put a degree, like, how much more do you think Jay hates his job, his last job, than you hate your current job?
I don't know. I hate my job a lot.
It doesn't seem like Jay hates it much more.
Sounds like it.
So, if I make a mistake, or anybody actually, it shows up on a report that gets run, and that report goes to the head of the department. But we also have to write a lengthy document talking about what happened and how it could not have happened and how we can not have this happen in the future.
TPS report?
Pretty much.
I don't know why you'd be trying to get your CPA so you can get a better job that's not there. That sounds like a wonderful place to work.
It's like just I want to do my job, but now I have to spend the next 2 hours like going through, like, reliving this mistake that happened.
Why do they do this?
They say the head of the department wants to know that people are learning from their mistakes and understand what happened, but it seems extremely excessive.
Okay, that does seem kind of really, really excessive.
It's also like, I'm trying to actually do my job, and now I'm like, they bug me for these things, like, over the actual work that needs to be done. Got my last.
Yeah, I do love the fact that, like, your boss will come to you and be like, "Hey, Jay, you know that little mistake you made? That, like, how is your 16-page paper about that going? And don't you hate it when you can't find your Rolexes for your Wednesdays and you wear your Tuesday Rolex instead? It's so embarrassing." Okay, so my next one.
Jay, what if you just stop making mistakes? Wouldn't that solve the problem?
Yeah.
Jay, what if you get the answers right on the CPA exam?
I mean, I hate to be the voice of reason here, but
have you thought about making a lot more money? That would help you get the down payments for your house.
Yeah, why are you so poor? Why don't you just make more money?
You guys are great.
Have you thought about becoming rich? Because rich people don't have to live with mold.
How about this one? I don't drink, but I have an entire liquor collection of, like, the most expensive liquor known to man because I like the way the bottles look.
Could you just write down things that people say at your office and read them on the show from now on? Because this is amazing. I love these people. I want to just, like, be there. I want to go to your office.
Yeah, Jay, you should have a party with these people.
I have a 2-liter bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. I'm not going to drink it. I just like the color of the bottle. I asked if I could borrow it, and I said I'd bring it back with liquid that looks exactly the same as the liquid that's in there now.
Don't you hate when you have a showroom of Ferraris and the people you pay to, like, take care of them take a sick day?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. This is like a bonus one. I take a sick day, and then I've been here 20 years, and I've never taken one sick day ever.
Oh, we got one of those guys in the office.
Don't you hate when, like, your property is acres and acres, and you need guest workers from, like, Mexico to come clean your stuff up, and then we have all these immigration issues, and you have to, like, find actual Americans to do the job. Okay. Again, this is one. So my wife always thinks, like, so kids in general are just germs. Like, kids are just, like, they'll get anyone sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jay, if you had kids, or Brian, if you had kids, would you be okay with sharing things with your kids? Like, if you're, like, sharing a spoon with them, or just, like, drinking something they just drank, or eating something they just drank?
Nope.
Yeah, so I don't give a
That's
crap.
where I draw the line. That's where my OCD still kicks in.
If they drank from someone, I'll just drink from it. We have these water bottles in the fridge. These like plastic water bottles, which also, again, I don't wash ever, really. And, like, they'll drink from it, then I'll just drink from it. And my wife's like, why do you do this? You're sharing their germs. I'm like, what are you gonna do? It's fine. So that would gross you guys out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't gross me out at all.
Yeah, no. I like it.
Jay, are you, like, thinking of me differently now that you have to find out how gross I am?
We already knew you didn't wash your hands.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I mean, like, I tell my kids to wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. Half the time I don't.
Yeah, that's why we fist bump a lot.
Yeah. Brian, what do you got?
What did I just do with that?
I'm not really missing the show.
I'm not missing the show because I'm studying for the CPA exam.
Oh, by the way, I am getting trolled left and right here. So some new person. We do a fantasy basketball draft for our Knicks show every year.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So some new person asked to join the draft. So, he entered the draft and he made his team name the CPA.
Well, can I get in on that? I want to play fantasy basketball.
So it's an auction draft, and I can't get in on it because I'm going to give up, like, within, like, a week of the season, which I've done before, and just, like, annoy the shit out of everyone by not saying my lineups anymore. So I'm just going to do the show with Jay when we do the fantasy draft. And I said it'd be kind of fun for the fantasy draft if I could call out the players that you have to for an auction draft. Everyone, it's your turn to go. You have to suggest a player, and then people bid on them. And so I was like, Jay, can I suggest the players that you put up for your auction? And Jay's like, oh, that sounds good, but you can't put up players that no one's going to bid on, so I'd be stuck with like a really shitty team. And I was like, well, fine, let's do the fantasy draft. That was my entire idea.
I mean, like, how fun would that be for me? That I have a whole season of like 1-star players.
I'd be like Landry Fields. You'd be like, he's not even in the fucking NBA anymore, Mark. I can't put him up.
Yeah, Bri, if you want to join, there's still spots.
Aren't there other people that wrote to us that want to get in?
Everyone who wrote to us saying they want to get in is now in. Now I'm waiting on the people who say their friends also want to get in.
How many teams are there?
There's 8 right now, but there's 2 returning from next season that say they wanted to get in but didn't buy in yet. So there still might be like 4 spots.
Oh, it seemed like there's a lot of interest, but like 8 sounds like I mean, you could go up to you could do up to 14 and be like not being absurd.
Yeah, I'm not doing 16 ever again.
Yeah, 16 sounds like a lot.
No, stupid. It adds like an extra hour to the draft.
What's your next one, Jay?
Being micromanaged. So
I hate that.
I had a list of things that I went into my boss's office in the morning and I said, I need to go over these things. And I was told, busy all day today. Let's do it tomorrow. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like 5 hours later, I get an email like, make sure you do these things ASAP. And it's like, asshole, I told you a couple hours ago that they're not done because I need to talk to you about them. So that's my life. Anyway, that one wasn't. I should have went in reverse order with my list.
Jay. Yeah. What was he busy doing that he couldn't help you? Was he busy buying a diamond mine?
Was he getting blown by like an actress or something? Working for Les Moonves?
Jim Carrey used to have a bit, actually, a stand-up bit where he would be like, he's like, I think that people I like doing people can relate to humor. And he was like, don't you hate it when you're having you're having sex with three girls and like.
And I remember the ugliest one said, "Save it for me."
Yeah, exactly. He does it in a way that you're like, obviously it's clearly meant to be like not relatable, but it was very funny.
Yeah.
He's obviously a very funny stand-up. Have you watched his new show yet?
I watched the first episode. Yeah.
How was it? He has a new show on Showtime called Kidding, where he plays a Mr. Rogers type character.
Yeah, kinda. It's I have to give it a couple more to see if I'm gonna keep watching it, but it's I don't know.
Are you a fan of Shameless? We talked about that.
No, I never watched Shameless.
Oh, I feel like it would be a show that you would like.
A lot of people tell me that, but
no, I like it. It's very entertaining. It's not like an amazing show or anything, but it's an entertaining show. Okay, yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
For the things that gross you out. I think when I was a kid, this is the thing that so. I'll add that I always brush my teeth now, but I think there was a period when I was a kid where I went 5 years without brushing my teeth.
I did that. I went a whole cycle of going from when I went to the dentist to the next time I went to the dentist with I barely brushed my teeth. And then I had 5 cavities, and I was like, oh, I guess I got to start brushing my teeth.
Yeah, I think my parents just never really gave a shit about it, or they started making me brush my teeth, and at some point they stopped caring. And so I think I went 5 or so years without brushing my teeth, and then I was at some point I had to discover my own that was kind of gross doing that, and so I just started doing it basically. Jay, are you okay there?
I'm trying to compose myself.
Is that gross to you, Jay? I mean, I brush my teeth. I brush and floss every day now, twice a day. But back then, when I was a kid, I was 8 years old. And if no one's making you brush your teeth at 8 years old,
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't raised very well.
Right?
I never had. I didn't have to have my first cavity until I was in my 20s, though. So
I had all my cavities in the same visit. I haven't had any since.
Did we do Bry's last one?
Oh,
right.
Well, Jay, if you don't like getting trolled, you're not going to like my last one.
Oh, clearly you're gonna troll him. Go. Wait. Guess what he's gonna say. I'm busy installing black mold in Jay's apartment.
No.
Okay. I'm busy. Oh, something CPA related.
I thought the last one was CPA related.
Yeah, the last one was CPA related.
What would Brad? See if we can guess what Brad's gonna say.
We already did crypto. We already did CPA. I have no idea.
Okay, what do you got, Bry?
I was stuck on an MTA subway train.
Ah, that is Jay's Facebook feed.
Yep.
Are we done with this? Are we did all 5?
Yeah.
I think I had one
I
more.
think we did.
Um,
And that was 5.
yeah. I think I had one. I think I had some extra.
I actually had real ones, and then I was like, I'll just make dumb, funny ones instead.
I walk barefoot. Like I'll walk barefoot anywhere.
Oh.
Like anywhere outside. I don't give a crap.
Like
Yeah,
on the
really?
street and the sidewalk and stuff?
Yeah.
Like where the
No,
dogs pee.
Yeah, no issue whatsoever.
Ooh.
I'm fine in like the backyard, but like in the like a public area where no.
I'm trying to think if there's one thing I did where I walked barefoot into a bathroom, and like
Oh, God.
people were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, rightfully so.
But yeah, generally like I walk barefoot everywhere. Like no issue whatsoever walking barefoot everywhere. Outside of like stepping on rocks outside, I would walk barefoot everywhere.
You are a disgusting human.
Yeah, that is me.
I think this has been as shocking for me as the weird one was as shocking for you the other week.
Was it? That one was pretty shocking for me. The toe hair thing. That's where you should have gone, Bri. Was that I missed the show because I was too busy cutting my toe hair.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Did you not hear that?
No.
Jay, I mean not to relive stuff, but Jay trims his toe hair.
I don't trim it. I pull it out with tweezers.
Okay, well that's even worse. Jay at some point was dating some girl who was like, "Ew, I don't like toe hair. If you want to have sex with me, get rid of your toe hair." And then Jay got rid of the girl and then just kept doing the toe hair thing.
Huh.
Became a habit.
Yeah. Apparently now Jay is. So here's a question for you, Jay. Do you say you have a significant other right now, do you make her get rid of her toe hair?
Do I make her get rid of her toe hair?
Yeah, I'm like, are you grossed out about it? Not that you'd make your partner get rid of it.
I haven't noticed any.
Does she not have toe hair?
I don't think so.
She have toes?
She's Asian. Asians don't have much hair.
Toes?
Could we get an Asian on to like comment on that? An
Jay, I
expert?
met your dream girl, by the way,
Oh yeah.
at the casino. Yeah, she was Asian,
Mm-hmm.
and she was from Australia. She had an Australian accent.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Okay.
That's all. But it was just weird. She was talking, and I was like, "That's not an Asian accent."
So Jay's dream girl is an Asian chick that could say, "Put another ship on the Barbie."
The dingo ate my baby.
Oh man, I wish Crocodile Dundee was Asian.
All right. Emails?
Yeah. By the way, we have one question on Brink on
Good.
Facebook.
Good. Because
So we have almost nothing there. Like we usually get like 15 questions. We have one. The
Well,
show is going downhill.
well, that's what happens when that one person doesn't write all 15 questions.
The person with 7 accounts, they ask like tons of questions.
We're on to you.
Who instead just now messages all day about investments.
I figured it out because I continued a conversation from one account with the other account, and it was a flawless transition. So I'm on to you.
We've also figured out that he's better at investing than us.
Yeah. Well, who isn't?
Yeah.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, I still want to have a pop culture battle against Bry. I've hardly seen any movie or TV show since about the year 2000. So Bry, what do you say to that?"
Let's do it.
All
Wait,
right.
Jay, are you doing that bit now still where you come up with something in pop culture that I don't know? Or is that over already?
It's not over, but I need to find something. I can't pick something too obscure, and there hasn't been like. Have you heard the Baby Shark song?
I don't know that girl that you were talking about that you posted. Get Cash Outside or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what Baby Shark is.
Okay, so there we go. There's two. So
Do you want to explain them?
yeah. So Cash Me Outside was a white trash girl who got into a fight at an airport, and she kept saying "Catch me outside," but it sounded like "Cash me outside" because she wanted to have a fight in the airport outside.
Oh, we were talking about this is the mumble rap episode we did, right?
Yeah. So she came out with a mumble rap album, and it was like the #1 album for a while, and it's like the worst thing ever. So
Cash Me Outside.
yeah, so
Okay.
that's her. Baby Shark is a kid's song, so I thought you might know that one. And it got like really popular, and they're making like techno remixes of it and everything.
Jay, you now have the ability to air this stuff on the show. You want to like YouTube it and like play some examples for us? Play some of this?
Sure. Here's Baby Shark. One second.
Did you guys watch? While Jay's loading that, did you guys watch Who Is America?
Yeah. What'd you think? This is the Sasha Baron Cohen show.
Jay, did you watch it?
No.
I liked it. I thought it was. There's a couple of really good ones, but there's one where he totally fucks with the like the club scene. He makes a club song.
Oh yeah, the club song is about like
When he was in prison, he was like stabbing a guy in prison. He made it into a song.
Yeah, his character is a guy a former felon or like a felon that's now has served his time, and so all his songs are about like killing people in jail, and like he plays those noises.
Yeah, like sound effects and stuff, and like they played it for like some famous like DJ guy, and he like totally loved it.
The best bit, he had some Republican something or other on, and he's doing this interview with him, and he plays the character is like a extreme liberal. Remember that character?
Oh yeah, the guy in the wheelchair.
No. He plays that character like an androgynous, like liberal who like is like super liberal about everything.
Who was he with? I remember.
Oh, who's he with? So he's interviewing. It was some Republican, but not a guy in the wheelchair, and he's showing him the kids book he made.
Oh, I didn't see the whole. Oh, is that when he was talking about changing the word pedophile to make it a good word? That was
his best interview. It was so
I didn't see the whole thing of that one, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to call you a pedophile because you love children. We're trying to make it a positive word."
Yeah, like a pedophile. I guess it's supposed to mean like children in some interpretation of it. And he's like, "So you're my like pedophile?" The guy's like, "Don't call me that." And then he's showing him this kids book he made, which is has some of the most graphic, awful shit in there. And the guy's like you really shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. And he's like, you know what? You're such a good idea. I'm gonna make you a co-author. He's like, I'll sue you if you do that. You make me a co-author, I will sue you. It's a hilarious interview.
I thought the OJ one was one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, he tried to. He plays a. For those that didn't see, he plays some super rich guy. What's the character there?
Yeah, he was like a rich like foreigner.
Very
he was trying to like do like business deals with people and
like he's a Greek billionaire kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's doing some business deal with OJ and trying to get OJ to admit basically to murdering Nicole.
He has his girlfriend come out and he's like, OJ, Naked Gun. And she's like, I don't know. OJ, football. I don't know. OJ. And then he makes like slashing motions towards her neck. She's, OJ. Yeah, I got you.
And he's talking about how like after she leaves, like how he wants to like, let's see if something happens to kill her, basically. Yeah. Just stab her. Ha, we just kill her, right? And they're just like, I can't comment on that.
He's like, we're lady killers, right, OJ? Yeah. Boy, you kill one person, all of a sudden you're OJ the killer. I don't know.
It was pretty He's
good. Like, I'll take her bungee jumping and the cord was too long. How was I supposed to know?
So he interviewed Sarah Palin for the show. And like she apparently like got really pissed off about it on Twitter or something like on Facebook. And then he never aired the Sarah Palin bit. Which I don't know if it was just a bad interview, so he never aired it, or because like somehow like he got in trouble and that's why he didn't air it.
I like the Roy Moore one was good too.
Roy Moore suing him.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
He had for Roy Moore. He played this Israeli Defense Force person. Somebody has been in the Israeli military, and he had this device that would beep when it's near a pedophile because they need to be able to catch pedophiles. It was a very just straight to the point bit, basically. There's no dancing around.
But the best line of that was he keeps rubbing it over him and he beeps and he's like, oh, this thing, it must be broken. Oh, let me try the cameraman. The cameraman comes and it's clear, and then he rubs the guy again and he goes, is that your jacket? Did you loan it to anybody?
That's a pretty good one too.
Yeah, I like that one. Was funny.
Jay,
there was quite a few good. There was a couple that were duds, but there were a couple that were really good.
There were a bunch of duds in that also. But there was good. The Dick Cheney one was like, I forgot the joke with Dick Cheney one. Something about torture.
He goes, yeah, I waterboarded. I thought my wife was cheating on me, so I waterboarded her. Long story short, now she's a lot nicer to me, or she's more obedient.
And they had some people who lost their jobs. There was a legislator from Georgia who they somehow convinced him to show his naked butt and try to chase around, acting out, chasing around Muslims, saying, "I'm going to make you gay." I mean, this guy was, what the fuck's wrong with you for doing this?
Yeah, that's not smart.
Yeah. So you got some clips for us, Jay? Now you can actually air them?
Oh, yeah, Baby Shark?
Yeah, do it. Baby Shark. Let's do it.
Baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, baby shark. Mommy shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, mommy shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, mommy shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, mommy shark.
Daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do, daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do, daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do.
Isn't this great?
The song gets in my head, I'm gonna murder
Grandma
Yeah, Jay,
shark, do-do-do-do.
right, you need a second grade education to do this, and this person's probably rich now.
I mean, the video has 1.7.
Did the person who is that Jay's boss?
The
Don't
video has 1.7 billion views.
Holy shit. Don't you hate, I wish Jay's bosses got even more trolling on Jay. Don't you hate when you make a little a little kid's video online and it gets a billion likes right away? Come on, Jay. Don't you hate that, Jay?
And you forgot to set the revenue streaming for the first billion.
Don't you hate when you just put no work into it, but you just start a podcast and people will harass you to go on TV shows and everyone loves the show immediately and you get millions of downloads. How do you even handle that?
Don't you hate it when you start out to be a video editor and then you're running this company and you got all this money you don't know what to do with? And just for laughs, I took the CPA exam and I passed it. I don't even need the degree because I own the business.
Okay.
Don't you hate it when you when you can only get every question on the CPA right the CPA is 3 hours long and you have 2 hours free to kill. What do you do with those last 2 hours if you answer all the questions right?
Lorenzo writes, Kid story alert, kid story alert. So here's a transcript of a conversation between me and my 7-year-old the other day while I was driving. 7-year-old, oh my God, Dad, I'm looking through these binoculars backwards and your steering wheel is like God's leg. What? God's leg. How do you know what God's leg looks like? I think it's about a meter long. But nobody knows what God looks like. The 7-year-old. Why? Because he's in heaven. How did he get up there? He was born up there. So he didn't die to get up there? Nah, he's sort of invisible. It's hard to explain. The end.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Was Lorenzo driving with his son's in the back seat and his dick is out? Is his son staring at Lorenzo's dick? I mean, that's God's leg.
In order to get J-Ray to have kids, Mark can play a 7-year-old and Jay can play the parent. And Jay has to explain. Oh, sorry. I did both parts. Sorry, Lorenzo.
Oh, you should have. So he wanted us to act this out. Instead, you just read this whole thing and then read that part of the email after.
Yeah, well, I didn't see I usually don't read emails from the bottom up.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, from what the stories you've told me, that sounds accurate. Lorenzo writes,
my daughter the other day was just and randomly she said to her grandparents, she's like, I'm named after someone. That person's dead. I don't know who that person is.
Lorenzo writes, hey guys, what is the worst spelling you have seen in the corporate environment? I just came across this. The correct sentence would have been, saw Veronica, she confirmed payment received. This is what actually was written. SOOR, SOORVI, payment received. This is from a 50-year-old woman. That's pretty shocking.
That doesn't understand how autocorrect works?
They don't do autocorrect in emails in a corporate environment.
Well, if you're sending it from your phone.
In a corporate environment, you're not sending stuff from your phone.
Yeah, you are. Why not? You never reply to an email on your phone?
No.
I have my email on my phone for work.
You really, Jay, you've never replied to an email on your phone?
I don't get a phone. I'm scum, remember?
Don't you have a phone, Jay? Can you access your work email on your phone?
No.
Why not?
They don't let scum like me have that access.
Okay. So the way your bosses even brag are like they can say little things. They're like, don't you hate it when you have to like answer work emails on your phone? You're like, stop bragging.
Well, when they do that, then the company pays for your phone bill. So yeah, that is kind of bragging.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point.
So I don't have a worse spelling, but I have a worst grammar. I was told that populations isn't a word. It's like fish, where even the plural is population.
How do you use populations?
It's not a word. According to 3 senior managers.
No, like with an S. Like how do you what? Give me a sentence where that would exist.
There are multiple populations.
Yeah.
The populations of Europe, Asia, and the Americas equals blank.
So instead of saying the populations, you just say the population of. I don't know. Is that true or not? I have no idea.
Populations is a word.
Why do they have a why isn't it just deers? I understand why is that what word why are there certain words that just don't have an S in it?
Because English is a stupid, difficult language.
I mean, it's the dumbest shit ever. Like people will correct you and go deers. There's no deers. It's deer. You're like, well, why? It's fucking stupid that it's just deer.
Yeah.
Every other word we're like, I see 20 bees. You don't say I see 20 bee.
It's a dumb language.
Yeah, it's a really, really dumb language.
Lorenzo writes, hey guys, do you guys have any examples?
Spelling, Bry?
None that I could think of right now.
Yeah, I have nothing really.
Lorenzo writes,
I was corrected when I first started working that referring to adults as girls, they should be women.
Okay.
Which I guess is a fair point.
Yeah. Lorenzo writes, you have had the Brink Investment Show and the Brink Shark Tank Show. How about the Brink Pedophile Show where all the questions are pedophile related? I say don't get Mark started. We almost... thanks, Lorenzo. We almost went an entire episode without pedophilia being mentioned. Felipe writes, this is a 6-part...
Never mind. I'm not going to go into it.
No, don't go into it. This is a 6-part question. What bands should I check out if I like Don Caballero, but not the long, quiet interludes?
Nobody.
What's a Don Caballero?
I don't know Don Caballero, so
why don't you look it up on YouTube and play so we can find out, Jay?
Okay.
We have the feature now.
You're all about this, huh?
We might as well use it. You got all this equipment. Let's use the equipment.
Okay. Don Caballero.
What's the second question?
Sounds like... I'm going to say this sounds like prog rock based on 3 seconds
Jay,
of analysis.
as the founder of the future mega site Jay Loves Music, what do you recommend to this person?
Yes. Rush. Old school Genesis.
Okay. Those aren't, I like that music. What he just played, the second one sounded a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, obviously that was my 3-second analysis, but if I'm way off, then write me back.
For longer analysis, look for J Love's music coming sometime soon.
January 2019. Other than the ability to shift ownership, business, or property overseas, what are your least favorite corporate tax loopholes?
The ones where they don't pay taxes.
Yeah. Well, there's a one that I really hate. Hedge fund people do this. I guess private equity funds, people with those big funds, where they treat as let's say you have a private equity fund, you get lots of people invest their money, and when they get taxed, they get on your investment you get taxed at capital gains. What the hedge fund people do is, even though they're working there, they treat their salaries like their capital gains, and so instead of getting taxed as ordinary income, the money from their job gets treated as capital gains, even though they're not really investing money. Have you guys heard this one?
And then I assume the capital gains tax is lower than the income tax?
Yeah, so the capital gains is like 23%, and the income tax can go up to like, I guess like 35% now is the highest, or 30s. And Jay, you should actually know this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, what is
Apparently he doesn't.
Okay. Anyway, they get a huge. So someone that manages like a multi-billion-dollar like hedge fund, and they take like these fees from the hedge fund. Instead of the fees, which should be just their salary, ordinary income, they get to treat it like capital gains, and they get this huge tax savings for no good goddamn reason.
I think the accelerated depreciation rules are a little weird. Where like,
Could you explain them, Mr. CPA?
like you buy like a copy machine, let's say,
Yeah.
and it's gonna last you 10 years.
As a
but-
business, not like an individual, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But then you say, I'm going to deduct for depreciation like 75% of it in the first year. Like, you could just do that. So even though it's going to last you 10 years, you could take most of it like immediately.
Why are you allowed to do that?
Why are you so mad about that?
It's just annoying. Like, corporations are allowed to just not, if you space your purchases out, you can get huge tax deductions every year.
Why are you even allowed to deduct that shit?
Why are the corporations allowed to do any of this stuff?
I don't know. Like you call yourself a corporation, you can deduct like everything you buy, I guess, right, for your expenses.
Yeah, so
But
you're allowed to deduct up to $500,000 for equipment immediately.
Okay, so I call myself just an individual that does a job, and because of that, I can't deduct like the expenses like feeding me or housing me to make me do my job.
Right.
My expenses aren't deducted. What kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah,
Why do
I would
corporations get all
like to
these
take
benefits?
out half of my meal and entertainment expenses.
Why do we even have corporations? I understand the idea of having like corporate. The theory with corporations is that like they give some protection, legal protection. Like if I start a corporation, I get like something happens, I get sued. You can take all the corporate assets, you can't take all my personal assets.
Mm-hmm.
So it causes people to like take more risks. They can do it in a corporation form. That makes some sense to me, but nothing else really makes sense to me about it.
No.
Like why do they get all these tax benefits basically?
Because owners of corporations are rich, and the rich people are making the rules.
And they blackmail the local, or they extort the local towns and state governments by saying, well, if you don't give us a tax break, we're going to leave and go to another state.
Right. And then they pay off a bunch of the representatives to make even better rules for them.
America.
I mean,
Okay,
Mitch
go on.
McConnell has a salary of like $2 million a year, but somehow last year he made like $26 million
Why does he have a salary of $2 million a year? He just works in Congress.
because he's been there for like 30 years. That's a whole nother
Because they keep
issue.
giving the. Here's a better
He doesn't
question.
but he doesn't make $2 million. Congress, like his salary is like $200,000 a year.
Is it? Well, he made $26 million, so that's even worse.
Well, you know they all do these things now where like, yeah, they make whatever their government salary is, and then they happen to invest perfectly timed with like some legislation, and then like make millions of dollars off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I hate? You know what drives me crazy is when they talk about someone. They like it's like John McCain. They're like, and he was a dedicated public servant. I'm like, no, okay, these people aren't public servants. They're assholes that want power. They're not doing it for anyone else. They're not
Right.
public servants.
Yeah, what good policy did he make for the common people?
This is not they did just some volunteer job to really help people. They were like, I'm an asshole. I want fucking power, and fine. You want an asshole being one fucking power, but let's not pretend this person was a public servant.
There's some asshole congressman in San Francisco who keeps voting against minimum wage increases, and he's come out recently saying he can't afford to live in San Francisco on his congressman's salary.
But he lives there anyway because he like has millions of dollars anyway.
He's like, it's too expensive to live here, but like he shoots down minimum wage for everybody in his district.
Thank you, public servant.
Yeah.
Like people will talk about after like President Donald Trump volunteered to help our country. He was a great public servant, saying all those tweets and trying to ruin America.
Here's an interesting question. I keep asking people this and nobody gives me a good answer. Why does the president get a salary?
Why? I mean, all people in government get salaries, so they do jobs. Why?
But like they're always like, they make a big deal like, oh, the president, he's going to donate his salary to to charity or something. First, what does he need? Seriously, what does he need a salary for? Like,
well,
he gets free housing, he gets free transportation, he gets free security, he gets meals. It's not like he carries cash on him or he ever needs to spend any money.
I don't know if this is true for the president, but Jesse Ventura, he used to be the governor governor of Minnesota, and I've heard him in interviews say how like all that stuff that we thought was free got taken out of his salary.
Oh, really?
Like even the meals he was on had to like he was charged for all the meals.
I don't have a problem with him making a salary. What I have a problem is all these people get paid their salary for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Well, my problem is that they use this job to make millions and millions of dollars. Like if you just want to make the $200,000 the government pays you or $250 the government pays you, and that's even you work there a certain amount of time, like 20 years, and you got a pension from that. I'm fine with that. It's the fact that they have millions of dollars from this job that are like you shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they charge lobbying fees or speaking fees, or they open up like a shady corporation where they,
Well,
Yeah,
not even
if
that,
you go
like-
to Congress and make millions of dollars, you're breaking the law or the shit you're doing should be illegal. You're just exploiting America. Basically.
Well, it's not even that. Like Philip Morris will just give Mitch McConnell like $100,000 a year, and it's like not saying you should, not ban cigarettes, but it'd be really cool if he didn't. Here's $100,000.
Well, they give it to his like not directly to him, like he can spend it how he wants. They give it to his re-election committee or whatever.
Right. There's a thing I saw on the internet about Susan Collins. There's a crowdsource thing going around. They're trying to raise money to give to her to vote against Kavanaugh. And she said something like, I don't want that money. It's basically a bribe. It's like, well, what's every other dollar that you receive from people?
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, except you just don't want to do it because you don't believe in it.
Well, there's a guy in I think he was a senator or in the House in California who was one of the earliest Trump supporters. Who they found out they was using all his election money to just like go on like personal family holidays and like basically live a very lavish lifestyle with his election money.
Mm.
And they're like, well, that's just like, I guess they all probably do it, but he was doing it in such a way that like just overboard. They're like, you're probably gonna go to jail now.
Just blatant, yeah.
Yeah. He was just charging everything basically as being like, oh, that's for my election, my trip to Greece.
I think it was either the Daily Show or Last Week Tonight. Some guy did that, but he didn't like do any of his work for like 12 years. But they didn't know he wasn't doing anything, and he just kept getting paid.
Hmm.
Like he would just go on these lavish vacations, and then he'd come back and be like, "Yep, did my work."
Could we get that job?
Seriously.
Do you think if you, for some reason or another, we all actually want to elect Jay to not the president, but like House of Representatives. Let's be like somewhat semi-realistic, probably not realistic. That we would elect you, and then you start seeing these situations where like people offer you money to like vote in certain ways. Would you think you'd accept the money?
I think I would accept the money and then still vote whoever I want.
Well, then you won't get the money in the future. Like, let's say you do that and you don't get the money, then like if you want to get the money, though, you have to start doing it.
Yeah, but it's so much money. Like, if each person who has an interest gives me money once, then I'm all set anyway, even if I don't vote the way they want.
But the thing is that like they're all in your election camp, so every 2 years you have to you have to run again. So you have to get money for running every 2 years.
Yeah, but then there would be people who give me money to vote the way I was going to vote anyway, and they think I'm doing it because of them, and then I'm just taking their money.
I feel like people say that and then they just start doing it. They get corrupt anyway. Brian, what do you think? Do you think
It's got to be really hard to turn that much down. I mean, if somebody's saying I'll give you $100,000 to just vote this way, it's got to be tough.
Let's say, Brian, you work at a law firm, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say you have some inside information because you work there, and a competitor, I don't know, someone in the case against you guys comes to you and goes, "It's a huge case to your firm. I'll give you $500,000. Just let me know this. There's no way people will know it came from you." Do you think you would let that give the inside information?
Probably not.
Jay, what about you? You think someone comes to you and they just want you to be like a spy in your company, like a competitor, and they would start giving you every month they'd give you $50,000 for just giving you a little information?
No, that's the kind of stuff where I would totally get caught.
Because it's so specific.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 20 people in my office,
But Jay works for a giant company, right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do anything where I could risk being in jail.
What about your past job? Let's just say your past job, not this job.
No, I'm nothing where I would risk being in jail.
Yeah, that's a big risk.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything. I'm actually go to jail. That'd be pretty goddamn awful. Or what's the next part of the email?
Part 3. Some shopping websites have filter sort options. Some shopping websites have user-created lists of products. Have you found any shopping websites with user-created filter sort options? This should exist and be applied to big shopping websites.
I'm not even clear what he's talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying.
I mean, I know I go on Amazon. They'll say you could filter by price or rating.
Etsy.
What do you do on Etsy?
Etsy's all things people made themselves.
Yeah, but what about it?
Well, it already has user-created products, and it has a sort filter. So there you go.
Okay, I'm not even sure I understand this question. So your answer sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good.
Part 4.
Okay.
Is there a weather app with a widget that shows expected snow accumulation during the next hour for each of the next few hours?
I think the weather app I have on, well, it just shows snow.
It's a weird question for September.
Weather Channel updated their
He lives in Australia, so I guess it's winter.
Is he?
I thought Lorenzo's in Australia, right?
Well, yeah, but we're on Felipe's questions.
Okay, well, I didn't realize Felipe was asking this question then. I did not pay much attention. Felipe, do you live in Australia?
So the Weather Channel just updated their app, and it's terrible now.
Yeah? Why?
It's one of those things where they did an upgrade, and now it's difficult to see even what the hell's going on. It's difficult to read anything.
Yeah, is it the Weather Channel one I use? Let me see what I use. Yeah, the Weather Channel one. I agree with you. It's a shitty app, basically. And they have videos. I don't need to fucking see a video.
I was using What the Forecast.
Yeah.
WT Forecast. Because they have, sometimes they have funny sayings. I just checked the weather and it says, "Shush your fucking face, it's not hot outside." And that wasn't very funny, but sometimes they're good.
No, I mean, that sounds like a decent site. Maybe I should get that one. I'm looking at the Weather Channel one. It's fine. It gives you the temperature, it gives you the hour by hour for the next 48 hours.
Yeah, but if you go to the daily thing now, they changed it, and it's
How'd they change it? I'm looking at the daily thing right now.
what I just can't tell where Monday starts and Tuesday starts. There's 2 numbers. Is Monday?
Well, where it says Tuesday, that's where Tuesday starts. Where it says Wednesday, that's where Wednesday starts.
So is it the high and low? There's 2 numbers for each day. There's a wavy bar, and there's 2 numbers for each day. I don't like.
I don't know exactly where you're looking, but
I don't like it.
Okay, I mean, none of these apps are great. I agree with you. They also have so much information on here that you're I'm never gonna really care about.
Right. Part 4. Yeah, we don't know.
They have an allergy counter. Pollen is moderate in your area. Okay, thanks for that information. It's good running weather right now.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
Part 5. Are there corporate tax loopholes that you like? Maybe something like R&D tax credit.
The air quality is good. Go breathe. Sure. That's research and development. That sounds like a good tax cut.
That one's good, and I guess the giving to charity deduction, that one's fine.
But they all donate to like their own charities that like.
Right. I mean, I'm not like in theory, it's a good one.
Yeah, in theory, but like, they probably all like abuse that shit.
Yeah, it's like if I started a corporation and I open up like the J. McKenna the charity.
So I was listening to there's another podcast I listen to a lot called Planet Money. I don't know if you ever listened to it. It's an NPR one, and they did a thing about this relates to this. I guess that there are golf tournaments where if you hit a hole in one, you win $1 million. And there was I guess not recently, a little while back, Alonzo Mourning had a charity golf tournament where on the 13th hole, if you hit the hole in one, you win $1 million. So a guy there hits the hole in one, and there's apparently something called hole in one insurance, where you buy insurance in case someone actually hits the hole in one, and the insurance policy pays out. And the insurance company has a thing that the person has to be at least 150 yards from the hole, or else it does not count. And they apparently did an investigation. The person was like 130, not 150. So the insurance company refused to pay out, and the golf course had to pay out instead. The golf course was owned by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump paid the $1 million from his foundation, and that led to the New York State Attorney General investigating his foundation and basically now suing their foundation, calling it a fraud. Because apparently he's been using his foundation just to pay bills, basically.
That's great.
And he's been getting a tax deduction all this time for his foundation, which is a charity, but it's not really a charity.
I heard most of the charities aren't actually charities.
Yeah, I actually have trouble even donating money to charity now because I'm like, I don't. Every time I hear about charity, I hear about like all this corruption. Like there was one I remember they used to collect money on this, like all around the city. You see them collecting money for the homeless, and every once in a while you give them $1. And then they found out basically they said most of the money was not going to the homeless. It was all like a sham.
Yeah, they say like 80% of the money does not go to the homeless.
And then you can do like your research online. It's like on charityfinder.com to see which one's actually like which charity actually gives the charity. It's just like exhausting.
Yeah, no, I went on there and almost all of them are like the best one gives like 40%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So,
yeah,
but yeah, the charity thing, the charity one, in theory, that makes some sense. You know what one I hate as far as deductions, as far as one for religion.
Yeah.
Every fucking religion should stop giving them tax breaks. We'd solve our part of our budget issue.
Yeah, exactly.
And sports too. They don't pay taxes.
You know, like the whole religious thing is supposed to be about helping people. How about they pay their taxes and everyone else gets health care?
Yeah, instead of having like $10 million churches, why don't you just like give that to people who need it?
I have to say, you walk around like New York City, like Manhattan. The real estate in Manhattan is so goddamn expensive, and you see these mansions that are churches. You're like, you really can't just. Like, you should just sell this land and give it to your followers. That would be better, basically. That would be the most religious thing you could do. Instead of holding this $100 million property where you need to worship.
Well, actually, in the Bible, it says you shouldn't have any riches, so they're ignoring the Bible right there.
I mean, every time you walk by a religious institution, and like, I understand maybe you have a nice religious institution like a suburbs where the land's not that valuable, but in New York City, Manhattan, the land is so fucking valuable.
Yeah.
It's like disgusting, basically, when you look like, I don't know why, like, everything has to be these amazing chapels you have to like pray in. You should, like, religion should say, like, they should have the most, like, you should be praying in basically mobile homes.
Yeah.
It should be the shittiest thing. And they're like, oh, why are we praying in this, like, this shitty, like, place? You're like, because we're trying to, like, not be assholes. We try to give our money to, like, things that matter.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, if
Yeah.
you really had faith, that kind of stuff wouldn't even cross your mind.
Yeah. You wouldn't say, you know, I can't really pray unless there's, like, an 18-foot ceiling that has, like, magnificent art on it.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is crazy.
What do you think with the Pope is now apparently they're all now getting together to like go like, hey, what are we gonna do about this whole pedophilia thing?
They all knew about it. It's like it's like one of those things where somebody gets caught and then they apologize afterwards.
Bri, you think the Pope should step down?
Who cares? I don't care. Doesn't.
Yeah. I think you're right. Like he's a made-up leader of a made-up organization that likes pedophile, that likes to molest boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole thing should just be over with. I don't
know.
see how you can actually like still go knowing that like they're all just kind of pretty cool with it.
I don't know how you could be like nothing. I mean, all the religions are crazy, but like if I'm Catholic, I'm just like, we're gonna choose something else now.
Yeah.
Our faith is not as strong as the fact that they're covering up this horrendous of crime.
There's plenty of religions that have just as nice attitudes, like, you know, be nice to people and all that stuff without the touching little kids. So pick one of those.
Yeah. You could just like be a Protestant or something else. I mean, there's so many different like sects of Christianity. Just pick something else that doesn't hide the massive like molestation of kids.
Yeah, I agree. Last part to this question. Is there a chatter...
We're going to have time for one Facebook question?
Yeah, I think we'll have time. Is there a chatterbait for accountants? Like a live chat service where you pay for time with an accountant, you would sign a waiver saying that you never understand these accountants, or that you understand these accountants are not your accountants, and that you assume responsibility for any actions you take as a result of the advice.
Oh, I'm sure they probably have stuff like that.
So if I want like accountant on demand, I have some questions, I can just go online, and someone will just like be on the other side, and I can jack off to them.
Right. Get accounting advice while they're like showing their junk.
Yeah, tell me more about how I deduct this shit. Come on. Is there any kind of on-demand accounting services?
Not that I know of. Definitely not where they're fingering themselves.
Well, I know you can do like therapy online now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever do that, Jay?
I don't think so. I kind of like the face-to-face.
Brian, would you ever do therapy online?
Probably not.
What about getting your accounting advice online?
That's more likely than getting therapy online.
Would you see a doctor online? But not therapy, not like.
I know they do that like over Skype now.
Yeah, it's like a new thing now. Instead of going to like the internist, you can do things they don't need to like do a blood test for you, or like things that are non-invasive. They can just do it over the computer now.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that or not, but
Are they still charging you $100 copay?
I think they charge you less for it.
Okay, so saying if it's the same price, I'm going in there.
Someone I know works for like a hospital chain, and they're experimenting with telemedicine. He was telling me how like he got on his phone, like basically like using FaceTime basically, and he like pretended to like be sick just to try it out, and like it was just like going to the urgent care.
That's interesting.
They still make you wait 2 hours for the person to come.
Yeah. That is it for Facebook questions. Thank you, Lorenzo and Felipe.
You mean email? Facebook questions. We got one.
Yeah.
Alex writes, LA Metro are introducing body scanners that look for concealed items in clothing. They're like scanners used by TSA agents, only they're portable. They tested them in Penn Station earlier this year. Would you like to see them used on the subway in New York? Would it be pointless waste of money? What are the pros and cons? Also, China has scanners in their airports that can literally see through your clothes. Would this put you off to visiting China? I'm going to add, Jay, knowing that the Chinese have scanners that you can literally see through the clothing, are you now going to get a job doing that?
I mean, it sounds like not a bad job.
I mean, it sounds like every person you're scanning is Asian. I think you might want to take this job, Jay.
China seems like not a great place.
You think? It's like basically a population of where 0.2% of the population has all the money and everyone else is basically a slave.
Well, that's the U.S. in like 3 years.
I mean, we have goals, but like China's already there.
Yeah. That is it for questions. Bry's yawning.
Brian's like, fuck this already. I'm never coming on the show again.
Bry stopped talking like 15 minutes ago.
Oh,
Top five-
my pills have kicking in. That's why.
Your pills?
The pills I take at bedtime, they take a while to kick in, so I took them like at 10.
What do you
Now
take?
Oh, just something for restless legs. Doesn't really help, but usually makes me drowsy. So I always forget to take it, and I take it when I go to bed. It takes forever to kick in, so I try to take it early.
So I don't have to go on Snopes.com. You're confirming with me that restless legs is a real thing?
Yeah, I used to make fun of it too, and it sucks.
Sorry. What exactly is? What's the? I mean, obviously, it sounds like your legs are restless, but what's? Can you tell us more about it?
It just feels like you have ants in your pants. You know, like that feeling where you're just kind of like.
I get that every
jittery,
once in a
sorta.
while. It's so annoying.
Yeah, like you're just laying there and your legs just are moving and you can't It's usually only my left leg.
Yeah. So
It's
one
just-
leg is like, I'm trying to sleep here, buddy.
Yeah, it's just just it won't sit. You can't keep it still. Like it just wants to move.
That's a weird feeling.
It is. It doesn't hurt, but it's just so fucking annoying because you can't get comfortable. If you just if I lay there, it'll start to move, so I'll have to roll to one side and try to get it to stop, and it's a pain in the ass.
That is annoying.
Anyway, that's our show for today. Thank you for listening.
We'll be back in December.
I think the next show is starting up, and Jay's studying is starting up. So there may not be another episode for at least a couple days.
Well, I mean, you guys can always do one with John or Peter or something.
Yeah, that's true. So, bro, are you down for that? Should we do a show without Jay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we'll be back whenever we're back. Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter, Brink of Sanity on Facebook and Instagram, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com if you want to email us.
Jay, don't you hate when you barely ever do an episode? You do an episode once every 5 years, and all your listeners still come back, and you get millions more because.
That's like Rob's show.
Don't you hate when you don't do an episode for a day and you get hundreds of thousands of emails ask you to do an episode again? Don't you hate when you make the most minor change in the quality of the noise quality of the show and everyone points it out? Don't you hate all the feedback you get from doing a podcast? So much feedback on the show. Everyone analyzing every bit you did in the show.
Don't you?
Oh, wait. I want to hear Bryce.
Don't you hate it when you own a building and all your tenants complain that there's mold in there?
My love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say.